gotta come clean with you. I'm a time traveler from the future, so I knew everything you were gonna say.
In Peacock's romantic comedy Meet Cute, Sheila makes the decision to keep reliving her first date with Gary. She travels back in time by 24 hours using a time machine, and each day she experiences a different version of the date. The darker side of Sheila's narrative slowly emerges as the layers of her background and her reason for being stranded on the same day are revealed. At first it appears to be a really romantic thing for her. The second part of the movie provides greater insight into her problem, even though it was obvious from the start that something heartbreaking in her life had kept her from going on. In the end, she has to make an important decision. Here's what it means for her. Spoilers ahead. Sheila focuses on Gary in a bar. The conversation gradually develops into a formal date as she offers to buy him a drink. Sheila intrigues Gary, but he can't help but think that there are some odd things about her. She is aware of his preferred beverage and occasionally anticipates his words. Sheila tells Gary that she is a time traveler to explain this. Away, Gary doesn't take her seriously and expresses optimism that they will reconnect. After their date, she promises to see him the next day. Gary leaves the room unsure of how to feel about her. Sheila stays true to her word, and the next day, in the same bar on the same day, she meets Gary for the first time. All over again does Sheila die, in contrast to other time loop movies, where the protagonist is typically locked somewhere against their will and eager to leave. Sheila chooses to remain in one day for all eternity, and Meet Cute, the opportunity to try something new. Just once quickly develops into her spending every day with Gary. For weeks and then months, their anniversary falls on the same day because she keeps herself so busy. Why does she do it though? Why is it that she can't get past that day? Sheila reveals to Gary that she had made the decision to take her own life before using the time machine and meeting him. During their dates, she went to the nail shop to get her nails done with the intention of having an easier death by jumping off a bridge into the chilly ocean. However, the time travel device gave her a second opportunity. She met Gary in her first loop and enjoyed spending time with him. Sheila thought that because their first date was so great, continuing it would only make things worse for them. Her past influenced how she felt about this. It is evident from everything that occurs in the movie that Sheila is depressed, for her life had always been rather up and down. When Gary visits Sheila's past, he learns that she had a mother who didn't pay her any care during her youth. She was affected by the fact that her father was an alcoholic who passed away as a result of his drinking. Additionally, it transpires that she and her husband split after 5 years of marriage because her husband opted to end their union. She made the decision to end things because of the cumulative effect of all of these things and other factors. It was when she met Gary that she found hope for herself. She had a great time with him, and it was certainly the start of something good. However, because most of her relationships had fallen apart till now, she thought that something or the other in the future will lead Gary away from her. It could be his pregnant ex-girlfriend, or someone nuking the city, or simply the fact that Gary's feelings might change in the future. Whatever it would be, Sheila decided it was better if she stayed in this one perfect day that she had with Gary rather than move forward and risk losing him completely. However, spending an entire year with him stuck on the same day eventually shows Sheila that for things to stay good, they need to change. She becomes so frustrated with the same routine and the fact that every night Gary walks away. When she talks about the dark things in her life, that she decides it's best as she sticks to her original plan and dies. Gary appears just as she is about to complete the act and begs her not to leap from the bridge. He begs her to wait till the following day and see what transpires. Even though it's more of a hope, he claims to have glimpsed the future and assures her that she will be in it regardless of what she chooses to do. He promises to see her tomorrow as he departs, but he is still unsure. Gary pauses to turn around as the new day begins and sees Sheila standing aside. It appears that his prediction of the future was correct. After all, Sheila resolves to give the future another opportunity and refrains from jumping off the bridge. Do Sheila and Gary end up together? Sheila needed to be with Gary, which was the entire purpose of repeating the same day over and over again. She was apprehensive about the following day since she thought a relationship with Gary would eventually come to an end, but the fact that the relationship continues to develop despite the passage of time demonstrates to her that there is no use in repeating the same day. While it has been over a year since she first started seeing Gary, it has only been a few hours since he first met her. They have a very imbalanced equation because of the time difference, which is what starts to create more problems than Sheila had imagined. With every loop, Gary's memories of the date with Sheila are wiped. He meets her for the first time every single time, and yet having spent more than a year with her, some things start to stick. He remembers little details about the things Sheila had told him in in previous loops. Not only this, but his feelings about her also start to settle in. On their last first date, he tells her that the entire date he's had mixed emotions about her. He feels like he's having the best time of his life, along with this unshakable feeling that he resents her. Sheila doesn't realize this, but Gary's mixed feelings are the residual of their past interactions. Every time they meet for the first time is not as clean of a slate as Sheila believes it to be. Something from the past loop sticks and is carried forward. In the end, Gary decides to look into the time machine and discovers that Sheila hadn't been joking about it. He likes her, but he doesn't want to meet her for the first time again. He wants to move on to tomorrow, no matter what it looks like. So he decides to go back to her past and fix whatever issue caused her to have this bleak perception of life. Things don't turn out as he'd intended, especially when he lands too far back in Sheila's past and meets her young version, which cannot be reasoned with. He comes back believing he must have made a difference, but it turns out that he hasn't. He meets Sheila on the bridge where she is ready to jump. He convinces her to give another day a chance, and to his relief she agrees to it. In the end, they walk into tomorrow hand in hand, showing that they are ready to embrace things as they come. Life will still be a challenge and things might go wrong from time to time, but for now they are ready to finally go on a second date and take things forward from there. Maybe they'll stay together, maybe they won't. In any case, they'll take it one tomorrow at a time and not be stuck on the same day. Thanks for watching.